What's going on, Broncos Country? How's everybody doing out there? Um, just here today to, you know, going to be doing a little scouting on Drake May, the quarterback for the North Carolina, the Tar Heels, UNC. Yeah, so y'all just bear with me, but I also have good news on Kareem Jackson. His suspension has been cut down from 4 games to 2 games. That happened today. So the Broncos got good news on Kareem Jackson. He will be suspended for 2 games, no longer 4, because he appealed it today, and they cut 2 games. Yes, sir, they did. Broncos got good news on Kareem Jackson. Now I'm about to get into this real quick, little by little song. Drake, quarterback for North Carolina. Um, from what I know, he moves very well. Has a real strong arm. And from what I've been seeing and reading, they say he has, he could be QB1. But right now they got Khalid Williams as QB1, so he's right behind Khalid Williams as QB2. Excuse me, but he can move up, is what they're saying, to the QB1. You know what I mean? He can. But it really depends on, what team's scouting you, what team's picking first. And everybody have the Chicago Bears. Well, not everybody, but what I've seen in most mock drafts, they have the Chicago Bears taking Khalid Williams. But nobody knows, right? Because they still have Justin Fields, and they might want to see a little more what they could get, what Justin Fields really has, right? And not only that, uh, the backup quarterback has been playing well, Tyler Badgett, right? He's been playing well. He won the game Sunday for the Bears, so and he looks good. So who knows? Who knows what's going on with that situation? Just like nobody knows what's going on with the Denver Broncos, cause it looks, you know, looks grim, and like, hey, I was happy. I was like a little happy-go-lucky, what I mean, kid in a candy store when I heard that, it was going to be a fire sale. Now I hear that it's not going to be a fire sale. You know what I mean? So really, what really is going on? But they could be still sellers at the deadline. You know what I mean? And from what the talk is, they want to see what's going to go on. And we play the Chiefs Sunday, so they want to see how the Chief game pans out because the trade deadline is until Halloween, which is the 31st, and that's what next week, next Tuesday. So it's only a week away. Um, but this is his profile. Um, he's 6'4" in height, 232 pounds. Quarterback, North Carolina. Current year, he's a junior. Um, he took over Sam Howell a few years ago, like a couple of years ago. Because Sam Howell is the quarterback of the Washington Commanders right now, and he looks good. And like he was a 5-star, he was rated a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school, right? So that kid got to be good. And look, I watched one of his games. I'll be watching more. So I'll be back to give updates on what I see. If I see him progressing or is he regressing, you know what I mean? But Khalid Williams, I'll probably do that too because he's going to be number one in the draft. But Khalid Williams he's falling. He's falling down the boards. Like he done lost he done lost like two weeks in a row. You know what I mean? He done lost 2 games in a row. So to me, he like and Drake May is balling. And Drake May is balling. You know what I mean? He succeeded, like I say, he succeeded Sam Howell in North Carolina when Sam Howell got drafted. You know what I mean? Uh, we're gonna fast forward to 2023. You know, he came off of Drake May had a strong 22 campaign. That's when he first, you know what I mean? That's when he first got his start in college. You know what I mean? He had a strong 2022 campaign. He completed 342 of 517 passes for 66.2%. You know, that was his passer rating. Uh, he threw for 4,321 yards against 38 touchdowns and just 7 interceptions. You know what I mean? And woo, those are some numbers, right? And he also toted the rock for 700 yards and 700 and for 700. He also toted the rock for 700 yards and seven scores, 7 touchdowns. He's also mobile, right? He's a dual threat quarterback. He can throw the ball and he can run with it. You know what I mean? So that's that's what the NFL has turned its gears to. You know, a lot of quarterbacks coming out now are dual threat. They can throw the ball, they could run with it. You know, the days of being a pocket passer, I think, is really gone. The days of being a pocket passer in the NFL. But he also had Drake May also has good pocket presence. You know what I mean? He also really has good pocket presence. So you got to say that. And he has all the tools, and you know what I mean. He got all the tools, and everything is on tape. You know, he's gonna go in round one. You know what I mean. Drake may probably be the second quarterback off the board, but you can never tell how these drafts go. You know what I mean. He could be the third quarterback off the board, depending on how the teams have him scattered, or they might have another quarterback ahead of him. But right now, I'm on my Drake May agenda. You know what I mean? I like Drake May. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be doing a lot of Drake May stuff. I mean, I will be doing a lot of Drake May stuff, and that's my word. I like doing this stuff too. So, um, wow, wow, and like he they even said that Drake May could do stuff, could capitalize on stuff that Sam Howell has never been able to do. You know what I mean? So, and I gave you his physical traits already. So now this is his. It's got a report here. Tall, prototypical, well built QB with superb mobility and quantifiably elite arm talent. Like I said before, he has good arm talent. He can make every throw. He can make every throw. Real strong arm. He has high velocity with effortless ease. You know what I mean? Every time I watch him throw, I see him, man. He making wild throws, man. He making hard, wild. He making wild throws, hard throws. Look effortless, like he's just bomb, like just slinging that rock. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. When I was watching him Saturday, when I watched him play, I'm like, wow. You know, and he has a crisp, snappy release. You know what I mean? He could push the ball outside the numbers and also pass in tight coverage with very little strain. You know what I mean? I mean, this dude, this boy, I seen it all, man. I think I'm not really, I'm not a scout, but I know football. You know what I mean? I could see talent. I know talent when I see talent. And like I said, I just seen him one game. I'll be watching this game again next week, and I'll be trying to catch Khalid Williams games too. So he's extremely fluid, hip talk, elasticity, all script, sustaining velocity. You know what I mean? That means, he could do all that. He could throw all script, and he maintains the same velocity as he would have if he's on script. He does the same thing off script. So he takes nothing off his throws. His throws maintain that same type of velocity, and he also knows how to take a little bit off the ball, just to get it in, whether he's trying to fit that, where it's in tight coverage or man, or you know double coverage. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. You know what I mean? And he's really extremely underrated. Has quick twitch. He has a quick twitch, lateral burst, and evasive ability. Like I said, he could use his legs. His has impressive control and alignment with his shoulders, both in and out of structure. You know what I mean? And like has a corrective mobility and foot quickness to stabilize his base ahead of throws. You know what I mean? He has good foot movement. You know what I mean? And he also could read defenses too. So he he's kind of what you want in a QB. And um, I think he's a Sean Payton type of QB too. You know what I mean? I think he could be. I think he really is. You know that Sean Payton type of quarterback. You know, he displays consistent anticipation both when reacting to breaks and reading zones. You know what I mean? These are like my notes I took. So I don't really have a memory then. I have a notebook in this phone here, so I took notes, wrote it down. So that's why I have the phone here with me. And he said, can't work from left to right on progressions and consistently leads with his eyes, leads with his eyes and with his feet. Can quickly recognize optimal leverage and matchups on deep attempts. Has a willingness to take calculated risks, but can also take what the defense gives him. That's what good quarterbacks know how to do. If it's nobody's open down deep or in the middle of the field, you got a man right here, or you got a running back coming out the backfield. You know what I mean? Coming out the backfield. You know what I mean? You throw it to the open man, throw it to the back, or whoever's open. You know what I mean? Whatever the defense gives you, he does that well too. You know, he has a willingness to take calculated risks, and like yeah, he all knows that. I'll just say he can take what the defense gives you to, and he shows off great spattable feel and outlet awareness when navigating in the pocket in phase. Has exceptional accuracy and situational placement to all levels to negate contact. You know what I mean? So he possesses all the skills of what a quarterback needs to possess. You know what I mean? Can seamlessly lay your velocity, law, touch, and vault passes into tight windows. Competitive toughness and poise show up both as a pocket operator and a runner. Wow, wow. But a lot of QBs, every QB has good strengths, awareness, and all that type of stuff. Things of that nature and everything like that. But they also have weaknesses too, right? Their weaknesses might not really be, pardon, may not really mean much or might not be kind of noticeable, right? But this is what I'm about to get into his weaknesses too. Still has considerable room for mechanical growth, mainly with footwork and base drop. Yeah, a lot of kids that's coming out of college, specifically quarterbacks. You know what I mean? They'll teach him about his footwork, how to get his footwork and timing right. You know what I mean? They'll do that. I mean, cause you're coming out of college, so now you're coming into a whole new program, which is the NFL, and it tends to move a lot faster. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be different in college, but it's easy to get used to. So, and then these other weaknesses tends to stand too tall in his stance, inhibiting forward hip drive on release. Sometimes crosses his feet, exiting phase when pocket, navigating sources and stability. You know what I mean? So this is his footwork again. And like I say, when he when he get into a program in the NFL or whatever team he goes to, I hope he goes to the Denver Broncos. I hope that's in the plans. But whatever team he go to, even if it's not the Broncos, they will refine his footwork. You know what I mean? The offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach and the head coach probably will work with him too if he's a offensive minded, head coach. They'll refine the footwork and all that stuff. And this is still talking about footwork. Footwork, pace, and spacing can be too segmented and base width inconsistent. Tall, narrow base sometimes forces him to widen late in reps when time is scarce. Wow, you know what I mean? So that means he could be holding on to the ball too long. You know what I mean? Gotta always try to have a quick release. So you you really won't get hit or get sacked a lot. Gotta have that quick release. As a quarterback in the NFL, you need to have that quick release. But they'll teach him how to do that. They'll refine all his skills. Narrow base and lack of proper hip drive and tug sometimes passes low and behind receivers. Yeah, all this stuff would be worked out. Will be worked out. Tendency to slide laterally in the pocket can't cause him to drift into pressure. Occasionally hesitates and misses opportunity with delays on his trigger. Field vision, progression speed, and anticipation are not yet elite. And excuse me. And that's to be expected for somebody that's just coming out of college, going into the NFL. All this stuff, like I've been saying, all this stuff is teachable and it's also correctable. And I'm sure whatever program he go to and the NFL, whatever team program they running, all this will be corrected with the right teaching, with the right proper teaching. It can be corrected, and he has all the tools. He has all the tools to become a franchise quarterback in the NFL. I mean, a good franchise quarterback, and like a quarterback in the NFL that who I would probably compare him to right now would probably be maybe Justin Herbert, somebody like that of that nature. Justin Herbert, uh, Tua, or Trevor Lawrence, but more so Justin Herbert because of his arm strength and all that other stuff. Okay, now this is his current draft projection and summary. May is often seen as the 2024 NFL Draft's QB1 by the consensus, but on my board, it's essentially a conflict between him and Williams. They got Khalid Williams high on the board. Khalid Williams is QB1 right now. On a lot of NFL scouts and teams leaderboard right now has Khalid Williams number one. But it depends on what you like or what you're looking for. Drake May could be QB1 on a lot of NFL teams board, and Khalid Williams could be QB2 on teams board. It's just what the team is looking for. So, you know what I mean? Some teams might have Drake May number one. Some teams might have Khalid Williams number two or number one, vice versa, right? But either one is a viable option for the QB1 mantle that could remain in the case all through the 2023 campaign. Like Williams made grades as a top 10 prospect regardless of position and potential franchise QB and waiting. May and Williams have some differentiating factors within their archive, in their archives. And as athletic, Drake May is real athletic. There's simply no matching Williams' hyper elite creation capacity and arm elasticity or script, right? You can't match that. A lot of people are saying that, Khalid Williams is he's a generational talent, a superior creative talent, but May is a very capable creator in its own right. He has elite arm talent, you know what I mean, athleticism and effortless or platform ability. Drake May has all that. But, know, he also has stuff that's beyond natural talent. You know what I mean? He knows how to improvise with plays, be on script. He, you know what I mean? He does all that. And this is the NFL draft scouting report that teams might that they might have on Drake May. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Might do this a little later on when I come back to it because it's a board. So I'll get back to that probably at a later date. But look, it's whatever your flavor is. It's whatever the NFL team flavor. Some people might like Drake May over Khalid Williams. Some people might like Khalid Williams over Drake May. I'm a Drake May fan. So I'm gonna be pushing the Drake May agenda. Be pushing the Drake May agenda all season and all season long. I will be pushing the Drake May agenda. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I will. And I'm gonna be getting. I'll be bringing y'all more content as I look at his games, and I will be writing stuff down that I see from his games, and I'll be bringing it to you. And this stuff that was uh, reading off about, it came from ProFootballNetwork.com. I took a little bit of notes and stuff like that from ProFootballNetwork.com. They do work on quarterbacks too. They scout quarterbacks, and this is like where like a lot of people go just to get notes from and bring it to the people, and you know what I mean, and then we try to put it in our own words and bring it to y'all, and that's what I was doing. So and this is what I just doing, man. I'll be pushing that Drake May agenda. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Love me some Drake May. I'll be bringing y'all Khalid Williams content too. Probably set that up for sometime next week. The Khalid Williams, but I will be bringing it to y'all, and just gonna sign off right now. Gonna sign off right now, and gonna leave y'all with a Maha salute. Thanks for listening.